Week 11 fantasy football booms and busts. Anthony Richardson and Taysom Hill lead the way. Booms. Anthony Richardson, QB. Richardson delivered a huge fantasy performance in the Colts' 28-27 win over the Jets. He accounted for 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 1 through the air. Richardson finished with 272 passing yards, 32 rushing yards, and 28.08 fantasy points, ranking as QB4 for the week. His improvement in passing accuracy, highlighted by a touchdown throw to Josh Downs, gives hope for the future. With a favorable matchup against Detroit in Week 12, Richardson should be on your radar for both 1 QB and Superflex leagues. Taysom Hill, Hill had a career day in the Saints' win over the Browns, posting 138 rushing yards, 50 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns, along with 2 fumbles and an interception. Despite his unorthodox role, Hill's versatility continues to make him a strong fantasy asset. He finished with 38.52 fantasy points, making him the top fantasy performer at tight end for the week. With New Orleans on a bye in Week 12, Hill's value remains intriguing for the stretch run, particularly in tight end premium formats. Detroit Lions offense. The Lions were a juggernaut in their 41-21 win over Jacksonville. Jared Goff threw for 412 yards and 4 touchdowns, while David Montgomery rushed for 75 yards and 2 scores. Jahmyr Gibbs added 123 total yards, and Amon-Ra Brown caught 11 passes for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Lions are on fire, and with Goff and the offense facing the Colts in Week 12, you can keep riding their stars with confidence. Busts. Jets offense. After a promising start to the season, the Jets offense has been a major disappointment. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers is still far from 100%, and the entire unit is struggling to move the ball consistently. The Jets' defense has been their only bright spot, but fantasy managers relying on their offense will continue to be frustrated. Javonte Williams, RB. Williams had a solid game against Atlanta, but his future in the Denver offense is murky. With head coach Sean Payton opting to ride the hot hand, Williams could face more inconsistency moving forward. Fantasy managers need to proceed with caution when starting him. Additional fantasy notes. Michael Pittman Jr. Wr. Pittman remains a solid play as long as Richardson stays hot. He posted 5 catches for 46 yards in Week 11, but he's still a reliable option in PPR formats. Kirk Cousins, QB. Cousins' up and down performances make him hard to trust outside of favorable matchups. He struggled against tougher defenses, and with the Vikings facing tougher opponents, his value remains inconsistent. Jawan Jennings, Wr. Jennings continues to outperform Deebo Samuel, making him a sleeper play in deeper leagues. He had another strong outing with 10 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. Dolphins Wrs. Miami's passing attack is in a rut, with receivers like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle underperforming. If you can't unlock their big play potential, the Dolphins' offense becomes frustrating to rely on. As we head into Week 12, make sure to monitor matchups carefully, as the bye week and the inevitable player injuries will shape the waiver wire landscape.